JFS is very important to the community in many ways. What many people don't know is we serve the entire community, and we have since our establishment, which is over 100 years ago.
We partner with the Lackawanna County Youth and Family Services. We partner with the schools. We also partner with the local universities as well.
I believe what sets JFS apart from other private clinicians or other organizations is that we work together as a team to make sure that we help solve the person's problem.
Since we're a small agency, I think it's a more personalized approach, which our clients feel comfortable in, as opposed to a large agency that's more bureaucratic. We're flexible, we're very personable, you know, we all live in the community.
We are known for the fact that we approach an individual's problems from a systems approach, which is unique within the counseling and the treatment system of Scranton and Lackawanna County.
They provide needed services that the way I describe it, are services that aren't real public in nature. Like, people don't want to talk about family issues, they don't want to talk about marital issues, substance abuse issues. And these are the areas that Jewish Family Service really keys in on. They're helping, I think, the quiet majority of people who don't want to be out in the public eye.
I had a father who suffered from depression. It happened after he lost both of his parents, and I remember how that impacted our relationship and how, through counseling, he got through that and how our relationship grew. I have a son that suffers from anxiety that at times is debilitating for him. So again, it's through the help of counseling and talking to somebody and giving him the coping mechanisms that he's been able to move on from that. And without those services that have been provided by somebody, he wouldn't become the person he is becoming today.
The issues that people come to JFS to talk about are very varied, and really it's never the same day twice at JFS. Whether it's domestic violence, sexual abuse, depression, anxiety, divorce, illness, and, you know, that's why we're a family service. It's people's problems throughout their life cycle.
I can remember seeing an adolescent young girl who was bullied pretty bad in her school that she went to where the point where she didn't even want to go to school anymore. She just wanted to stay home. She didn't want to do anything. She had no confidence in herself. She was very depressed. She also was very angry to where anything would set her off. And I explained to her, you know, what counseling's about, what the process is like, what we were going to do during that first appointment, and just broke it down to make her feel a little more comfortable so she understood and she wasn't as nervous. And by doing that, by the end of the first appointment, she was more relaxed. She was very open and was talking to me about what was going on and how hard it was for her in school and at home with what she was going through. After working with her for some time and seeing that her anger and her frustration really decreased to the point where she wasn't hitting walls anymore, she wasn't getting upset as easily as she was starting to feel good about herself and started to believe in herself, where she was actually thinking about the future. It was one of those moments where, as a social worker, if you could just help one person, it just means so much, and to see the difference from where she started to where she ended was something that I'll never forget.
We were contacted by parents who were referred to us by family friends because they were having issues with 3 children that they adopted through Lackawanna County Youth and Family Services. The 3 children, at the time that they adopted, had been in the foster care system for a while because as infants, they were not cared for by their parents to the point that they were emaciated, developmentally behind, and experienced multiple forms of abuse. I came up with the idea of giving him one of these characters that are made by a volunteer who knits these and puts them together and wants us to give them to children, so that it became, we called it his Huggy. And that as he experienced the anxiety even at home at night or in school, that he could talk and hold it so that it would help help him deal with the anxiety before the interview. I met with the family and this young man after he had the interview at Children's Advocacy Center. The young man and his parents reported that he used the Huggy that I had given him, and it did decrease his anxiety and behaviors at home and at school. It was good to know that I was able to provide an intervention that helped to alleviate the anxiety, decrease the behavior issues, and allow this young man to be proud of himself for the way he conducted himself during the interview at Children's Advocacy Center.
As an agency, we have a contract with the County of Lackawanna to provide guardianship services for people that are already in their system, and they must be adjudicated in court that they are not capable of making their own decisions. Many of our clients are placed in nursing homes, and so much of what we do is advocacy. One of our clients, we got notification that she needed some clothing. I was able to check with her guardian of estate who handles her money to see if she had some funds to spend, and she did. So I went and visited her, and we looked at the catalog and we picked out outfits that she liked. Getting the new clothes seemed to brighten her day, and she seemed to be much more encouraged because of it. And she's just thanked me over and over again for helping her get the clothes. I think the national anthem for nursing homes in general is "I Want to Go Home." And people are in mourning for losing the life that they knew. Adjusting to a more institutional way to live is not easy for them.
The dental program at JFS is a fill-in program for people who cannot afford dental insurance on their own. We are serving the community of Lackawanna County. We are a non-secular program, so anyone would be able to apply for it. They always say you cannot change the world, one person cannot change the world. What JFS is doing is changing the dental community for the residents of Lackawanna County. I've had several patients that have come to us. One woman in particular, I'll never forget, came to me in tears. She could not find a dentist anywhere. She could not afford dental care. She qualified for a program, and she must have spent 5 minutes sitting in the office just hugging me and sobbing. She was just so grateful that we were there. I have never seen a program function the way the JFS program, dental program, functions. The cooperation we have with the Scranton District Dental Society, this is a service that I have never seen anywhere in my 30-some years in this profession.
I believe that the JFS does a really great job of fostering a sense of community and really making it's not only its volunteers, but the people that it provides for, making them feel really, really included in the community. I'm very proud of being a part of JFS and volunteering with them. And it's something that I love to talk about with my colleagues at the med school, because it's a way that I've been able to really engage with a certain part of the population that really, really benefits from getting meals delivered to them, kosher meals delivered to them every Friday morning.
Many times people ask me, who's your favorite client, or what's the story that you could tell? I feel that whether I'm on the phone with a client or whether a client walks into the office, the most important person that I'm dealing with at that moment is that person. You may know the success story quickly, or you may not know the success story. And sometimes it's many years later where someone might stop me and say, you saved my marriage. Or someone might say to me, my kid who came to you when they were having a struggle in high school, they now have a family of their own, thank you. Many times you don't know the end of the story, but you would hope that the impact that you made, even if it's 1 hour or if it's 1 year, has made a difference in that person's life.
Making the community more aware of what JFS does and how we can help our community. We've been around for over 100 years. And we are one of the best kept secrets, I believe, in the community.
When individuals have problems, either themselves or their families, or they can't make ends meet, or they're looking for a way to solve personal family problems or problems with their children, whether it's mental health or something else, there's only one agency in the community that is competent and capable of handling these kinds of situations, and that is Jewish Family Service of Northeastern Pennsylvania.